My full name is Beatriz Chachamovits, and my work is environmental art. The work is about behavior change. It's about unveiling a world that is unseen, and with that, revealing all of the problematics that we have that's hidden under the rug. This is the studio and the space where I have to create everything that I love. I have all my materials here. I have everything organized and not organized because right now it's chaos because I've been working a lot, so everything is everywhere. But also, that's what you want to see in an art studio. If it's too organized, it just means that the artist hasn't been there that much. I also experiment a lot because in the end, we need to have some fun, right? Basically, what I mostly do is I work with my hands. Texture-wise, it's just a lot of hours observing dead corals, so I can talk about bleaching in that way and show these textures of their skeleton. And then I have a myriad of tools that I use, and they're mostly clay tools, but I also do use some things from the ocean to create the textures. Like my favorite tool that I use from the ocean is a sea urchin spine. I actually feel a part of something that is otherwise impossible when we're diving because I'm able to, put my face up against corals and really see the texture. It's a magnificent way for me to get closer to the thing that I love the most, and that brings me extreme joy. Just being able to accompany that movement, that energy, to be inside of that energy changes you. So every time I dive, I have this amazing feeling, but I also have a very sad feeling because there is no way for you to dive and not feel sad when you see bleached corals, when you see diseased corals, when you see unhealthy reefs that once was thriving. It is such a mixture of feeling. It propels me into creating even more. I'm always looking for how the coral reef is evolving in its sickness. So new diseases and new corals that are endangered and bleaching events and all of these markers, these scientific markers that can help me understand where I'm navigating. So every time new discoveries and new papers and things come out from corals, I'm always in the lookout for them so I can use them as a map to create my pieces. I'm originally from São Paulo, Brazil. This is where I grew up. This is where I fell in love with corals. This is where all of my research in the art world and in the scientific world began. Once I went to the ocean in a way of looking for purpose in my life, that's where I found it. And it just made me feel so much at home. And once I stepped out of the ocean, everything was changed. Nothing mattered anymore in a way that place mattered. Most people don't go into the ocean. That's how it usually is. So for me to be able to bring that idea or that vision of what is happening underwater, I need to take the water out. And I need to create dry dives for them to be able to see what's happening. And so the idea of that piece, Carcass, is, hey, look at what we're doing. This is what we're doing to this most magical, most amazing creatures in the world. Do you see their forms? Do you see the textures that they have? They are so unique. But once you realize that uniqueness and that beauty, you also realize all the trash elements around it. The idea of this piece is for you to, first impression, see the corals. And then secondly, you see the trash elements because they're all in the same color and the same material. It takes an observing eye to get to that stage. And that's what I call out on people. Hey, come look at this and come look at this close so that you can have the same feeling that I have when I'm diving. I never thought that I would be this communicator or this bridge in between art and science. It wasn't how I started, but the evolution of my trajectory as an artist led me to this place. And once I got there, I had no idea if it would work, but it didn't matter because I just needed to do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, however it is that you're feeling that you want to do it, there is space for that. So just go for it. There is no limit. My life has proven time and time again to me that there is no limit. The limit we create ourselves. So whatever you can imagine, whatever you can envision, it can be reality.